Good evening, everyone. It is I, the Bait Girl, Danielle. I have a very important concern that I would like to address with a handful of you viewers. As we sit here watching the news and things change in our government and politics, I want each of you to remember back to elementary school and high school when we took our government class. Now, democracy requires that the citizens vote through the Electoral College for us to put a person into office. However, when votes are suppressed, that's an illegal act. And when the federal government negates to prepare a proper case against criminals who are being brought up on charges. Now, I'm not sure how many of them actually get fingerprinted and walk through the jail when they commit a political crime, but when you're the president and you don't stick to guidelines that would protect the finances of our nation, secure the love and affection of our service members by getting their BAH bumped up, when you choose not to call a victim back, even though they've emailed the FBI and Homeland Security and made a phone call through the jail while you were becoming president. Now, I've been victimized since I was about 19 and a half years old through illegal employment practices in my own home state of record. And when this issue arose, I reported it to Florida. Florida didn't do anything. They kind of just swept it under the rug silently. And that's really disgusting. That's part of a sickness I'm noticing that people will do in politics. They'll turn their head and go right to hobnobbing and not care about the actual problem that's right there. And the problem is people who have power in their positions will exploit those powers and positions. Embezzlement through government officials happens, misappropriation of funds. Any monies that the federal government had to give people through the COVID lockdown should have gone by the military guidelines for basic allowance for housing, so that each household was required to pay their house note and all their financial desires and wants and gluttonies become their own responsibility. And it would have brought us from here back down to like earth. Because a lot of people, you might not realize this, but shortly after the COVID lockdown and right after the riots where people were getting killed in our country's capital, the radio stations go right back to pumping those expensive ass tennis shoes. They go right back to talking about the brand new watches. They go right back to talking about all those financial things that people were just able to pay for. Now, the fact that the government handed out $600 per minor child and $1,200 per adult versus by household per military guidelines, they misappropriated a lot of government money, and they were aware that there was a lawsuit pending against the Department of Defense and the federal government for aiding and abetting public corruption. When an attorney is stalking somebody and then a judge is stalking somebody and then the police continue to harass this person and nobody uses the logic of how did this sweet little young lady get with a dirtbag like that? Only through unethical employment practices of harboring fugitives for profit and letting them traffic humans out of the state of Michigan. And I would like to hold Michigan accountable for a very large number of the missing and exploited women and children out there. But, you know, the way people are in this world, it'd be a 50-50 head toss on who was rubbing elbows with who about what cases actually got picked up, which is another form of public corruption. When prosecutors pick and choose what cases they pick up because of the people that they know. Now, somebody like Mr. Baldwin, he's had a criminal record. His brothers have all partied like wild men, and yet he's still making money as an actor. He still has his career. There are people all over the place that have criminal records and still stay on their career path, still do the same things, and not go the complete opposite end of cheese off the cracker, way off the radar craziness. Please take time to think about the things that our nation needs versus wants.